Welcome to another episode of Conversations Along the Way podcast.
Wow, Zarina, it seems to be a long time since we last spoke. Both of us working hard, studying, coming to the end of the year, so much happening. Because we're both teachers, just to remind our listeners, coming to the end of the year has been the most trying, and you're trying to finish off everything before you go into the new year. So, sorry about the distance, or what should I say, the pause in our podcast. But we're going to get there. We're going to get back into it. So, Zarina, I thought that we can actually finish off this last episode by reflecting on how the year went, how to find the year. And I actually got 5 questions for us both to talk about, and bearing in mind, talking about things that maybe people can relate to. And I have to say, I actually converted in inverted commas. I stole this from a project, our Sudani mentoring project. I'm sure when they're listening, some of them do, they will hear the question. But you know what? It's good. So, Serena, as usual, I'm going to pose it's 5 questions that we have just to reflect on how the year went for both of us. And the first question I want to pose to you is, who are your 3 things or people you are most grateful for this year?
Okay, I'm most grateful for my mum because she really helped me when I came back to the country to help me getting home and all of that. And I'm still grateful for her to this day.
Excellent.
The things I'm grateful for, natural medicine. I thank higher the day when something told me to research how to cure cancer, cure diabetes, or what have you. And I started going, I thought, oh, that's rubbish. So I looked into it and I saw loads of answers coming up on the internet. And that time it wasn't censored, so you could just read through the whole thing. Very important because I got sick. And so I used the natural medicines that I learned to make and did the research on. And I'm here talking to you this day.
Wow. Of course, we can see that it's actually.
I'm grateful to hire for his natural medicine. Excellent. And I'm learning it.
Anything? I think it's one more. Is it? I think you mentioned 2.
Yeah, another thing. I'm grateful for the life force. Because if it wasn't the life force, I wouldn't have learned about the natural medicine. I wouldn't be here. My parents wouldn't have helped me. I wouldn't have found the college and been in a supportive place with people that have had similar experiences to me. All of that is because of the life force.
I have to say, I'm going to start off with a similar. I'm thankful and grateful to God, the Heavenly Father who created me and everyone. Because as you said, if it wasn't for Him, I mean, I wouldn't be in my right mind. I'll be honest with you.
So true.
I tell you, the amount of difficulties and challenges that we've had. I mean, I've had this year. I'm telling you, I thank God for sanity of mind and mind. So I'm very thankful for that. The second thing is, I'm thankful for my daughters, my relationship with my daughters, because what they bring in that relationship is authenticity and accountability. So I think we all, as human beings, we need someone or someone's in our life where we can be accountable for our actions and our behavior. And I am so thankful and grateful for my 3 daughters for that. And my last one is working remotely from home. Oh my word. It's like, that is the icing on the cake for me for this year. I mean, it started in 2020, but to be able to still continue to work remotely at home. I know some people prefer going into the office and all of that, but for me, it is so ideal. I can teach from home, online, 5 days a week. It is absolutely amazing. So I am very grateful.
In peace and comfort.
And I can dictate my time, what I do, and the thing is, people think that when you work at home, you sort of like you put in less time. No, in fact, I think you put in more time because you're so conscious of the fact that you're at home, and what people might be thinking your workplace might be thinking your employer. But I find that I don't mind putting in extra time, but the thing is, I'm at peace, I'm comfortable, and I can manage.
The most important thing, and you've not got to think about wasting your money and time on transport, going out in the rain and the cold. You're at home, and once you are settled within your own self and confident, then you can feel peace at home in your own company.
Exactly. And the things that you said is I'm able to sort of like manage my time better. I'm able to sort of like dictate what I do, how I do it. And also you talked about the expenses. I mean, traveling to and from, and the expenses right now in terms of travel. Travel's gone up a lot, especially in London. So I can save a little, not traveling on the train and the buses. So I'm very grateful for those three things. So, Zarina, we'll move on to question 2. Second question is to you, Zarina. 3 of your biggest lessons you've learned this year.
Okay, right, yeah, I've thought about that. The first one is my identity has nothing to do with my personality.
Whoa.
My personality is affected by my thoughts. So if I think differently or communicate in a different way, I can achieve things. I'm not the person I was, should I say, yesteryear. Another lesson is so much about being normal, or this issue about relationships in relation to my quote unquote normalness. It doesn't go like that. The strangest of people, even autistic people that are noticeably autistic, even people with learning difficulties or people that are old, it will never hinder that from coming into being.
Excellent.
I mean, even though I probably knew that years ago, but it wasn't a deeper knowing or acceptance or wisdom. It was just, I knew, but it was never like a deeper experience. I'm trying to wordinate it. I never thought of learning how to communicate. I used to always think of thinking to be normal or get friends, not getting friends to prove I'm normal, not realizing that it's how to communicate, not to be anything, because a higher life force is everything already.
Wow, that's a powerful lesson.
Yeah.
Excellent. You got one more.
They're all related.
Yeah,
there were issues. Yeah.
One more to go, I think.
What other learning? About the new job I'm in, supporting learners. I'd be all tuned into the academic side and miss out the emotional side.
We progress and we sort of evolve every day, every moment. So that is great to hear. I'm going to talk about my 3. They're very straightforward, as I am a very straightforward person. My first big lesson of this year is to stay prayerful. I mean, it sounds very simple. I mean, we all go through challenges every day or whatever on a regular basis. So I find that once I pray about it and just keep hoping that the solution will come, if I'm praying for a problem to be resolved, I'm always hopeful the solution will come. So when I have a problem, the first thing I do is pray.
Yeah.
I mean, prayer doesn't have to be a specific number of words or verses or whatever. The fact is, by just calling out, that's a prayer. Most of the time, that's what I do. So I find that the first thing I do is pray. So my lesson is whenever there's a problem or a challenge, whatever it is, I need help, I pray first. Secondly, having a grateful heart. I am telling you, Zarina, I think it works. Because the thing is, when we are lacking, when I say lacking, sometimes we don't have enough money. I'm just being very real. Some people just not enough money, not feeling good about themselves, maybe have all the qualities or abilities they need for a job. The fact is, when you sort of like feel that way and you just think of one thing that you're grateful for, it tends to, you forget about all of the challenges that you have and the things that are worrying you. Once you focus, you know what? I'm so happy that I'm able to actually pay my bills on time. But being grateful, and then once you have that gratefulness and that heart, you find that eventually things start to change in your favor. Those are my lessons. I've used them. It works, Serena. I'm telling you. So that's 2 of my lessons so far. And my third lesson I've learned this year, I mean, I think it's an ongoing thing, to stay consistently focused on my assignments I have. Focusing is very important. God, there's so many things to distract you. in life. I don't know about you, but so many things have been happening. When you're working, family things, what's happening in the economy could actually stray you off and take you away from your vision or your
Yeah, staying focused, completing things
I'm telling you.
on time.
I know you've been talking about completing some of your courses and stuff. I mean, you have to be because there's so many things happening. So I'm a very consistent person. I try to be, and I find that works because this year has been so many distractions. And the thing is, the thing with the consistent point, being consistent all the time, is that all of these things I do consistently. I pray every day, consistently throughout the day. I'm very thankful. I actually thank God throughout the day for what He's done for me, what's happening, etc. And I remain focused, so they all interrelate. So that's my biggest lessons I've learned, especially this year. Let's go on to question 3, Zarina. What did you do this year to leave the world in a better place? How have you left the world?
I haven't done anything specific to leave the world in a better place, but I have bought my mum some things to help ease her medical problems.
To improve the quality of her life, isn't it?
Yeah, and I give her my medicine as well. And I get on the phone or text her and tell her, me I come for you. Put it on, charge you up and put it on.
You know what's really that is so good? I know I'm laughing, but the thing is, if you haven't got a good health, that could affect your entire life, you know.
And my mum, she gets lazy. I said, what are you going to do? Leave it and make it hurt you? It's going to poke you, meaning make you uncomfortable. It will pain.
That is good. That is a good legacy, a footprint you've left. You've actually improved the quality of your mom's life and yourself as well. And others. I can remember my grandmother used to drink a lot of herbal medicines, like the plants and the roots of plants. She used to boil up, and it used to give up a foul odor. But you know what? It made her super healthy. So I'm sure it's doing the same thing.
Well, I'm looking at you now. Your skin, you're looking good.
Oh yeah.
Because the herbs and vinegar and the silver will clean your blood.
So I have to say, Zarina, even that your medicine is helping me. So that's a good, excellent one. Excellent one. I think I got one more. Or not. You don't have any. If you don't have any others, I can just share mine.
Share yours.
Okay, good. So I've got here for number 3. What did you do this year to leave the world in a better place than it was before? That I found it. My first one is leaving my footprints. I'm thinking of, I'm a teacher, a tutor. And what I do appreciate, I appreciate the comments or the feedback I get from my students, especially at the end of a course. Like I just finished 2 courses, 2 yearly courses, finish here in December. And when you read the feedback, they have to have a evaluation of the courses after 12 months. And I feel that, you know what, I'm so blessed. I thank God for the gifts and the talents He's placed in me, that students are saying positive things. They're actually sending emails to the actual organization. So I feel I'm doing something good there. I'm imparting knowledge, and I'm imparting in a way where students feel comfortable, they can gain it and use it, you know, in their daily work with their families and at workplace as well. So I really enjoy leaving that footprint in terms of my teaching, and mentoring as well is very important. One of the things my students say is that they appreciate the way I speak to them, how I counsel them, I give them ideas, different perspective on life, and they take that on board and, you know, use it whenever they can. So I think that's a very good footprint. My second one, and I have to say, is launching this podcast. I think it's
that's good. It's excellent.
I am telling you, Zarina, since we've launched the podcast in April this year, the comments I receive from family, friends, even strangers on Facebook, you know, so I think that both of us, so I know you didn't mention the podcast, but I think we're both leaving some footprints there, and that's it. So that was my second one. And my third one is celebrating the people who value me, celebrating life with the people who value me, like family, friends, family members and friends, and making an effort where we meet up every so often and just share, you know, what we're going through, share life. So, and I think that by communicating with each other, you know, and supporting each other through tough times, it's making me evolve into a better person when I communicate and come together with family and friends.
I think that when you bounce off other people with the same mindset,
excellent,
that will help you to emotionally develop I noticed, there was another lesson I learned.
Oh.
I noticed that when you see, because the teacher was saying in one of the lessons, saying that the person I was supporting, she's autistic. And he goes, you can see that when you tell them a joke, you see how concrete everything is. And I didn't have the time, but I wanted to say she did understand the joke because you could see in her body language.
Yes.
But because she felt insecure in herself, valuing herself and abilities. So she held on or grappled on to hold on to the concreteness of it because the insecurity triggered her that reaction. And I realized the same in myself. It triggered the memory. And people made jokes or what have you, because I understood some of it, not all of it, some of it. And because of my insecurity, I'd grapple on and hold on to the concreteness, or try to make it be more concrete because of my insecurity of myself not being accepted or acceptable.
That's good, Steve. That's a lesson you've learned how people might communicate differently. And
it's the reaction, it's the fear, the insecurity that triggered that holding on to concreteness.
And Zarina, what you just said is that you are actually supporting people with learning difficulties, and you're leaving a footprint there, but you understand them better because of some similar thing that you've gone through and you're going through, and you're able to understand them quicker and able to sort of like point them in the right direction or help them to even, change their perspective and understand them in terms of empathizing with them and let them know that they're safe around you. That's good. I think that's excellent. I wanted to say before we move on to the next question, Zarina, that you are one of the people where we talk about, when you mentioned bouncing off ideas, I find even when we met on a weekly basis, for the podcast and other times we chat, that we have like similar mindsets in terms of we want to just be creative, we want to develop ourselves, we want to evolve, we want to be having businesses, and so I find that being with you over this past year, even when we come together, we always say when we finish at the end of the episode or we finish chatting, we have learned so much.
And resolved, a lot of emotional resolve as you think things through.
I'm telling you, at the end of every podcast episode, when I switch off my laptop, I'm in reflective mode. I'm telling them, thinking, oh my word, I didn't think about that.
And you feel like a stone has gone.
Oh my gosh. So that, I have to say, I think we're going to leave this world a better place with just even the podcast itself.
Yes, that's so true.
Excellent. So let's go to the number 4 question. We get in there. What are your most proud things that you've done this year? The things you're so proud of this year, your achievements, basically.
I'm so happy that, I did a number of courses and passed those. I now got my, the level 2 for learning support practitioner, because that's what I do. I managed to get the job at college, thank Allah. I mean, that was a big old thing for me.
Excellent. You got there and you're there now.
And I feel that I'm learning slowly. It's the IT I keep forgetting, but seeing other people having the same or similar experiences that I have had, and how they're coping with theirs. And it's like right now I'm just learning, absorbing, slowly coping, So yes, I probably am leaving the world in a better place, because of that.
Definitely. So I have a similar thing to you in terms of what I'm most proud of this year. I mean, I'm proud that I'm evolving every day. I'm learning, I'm open-minded, I'm actually developing my thought processes. I'm actually seeing people in a more positive light in terms of where we can work together. I mean, we're collaborating on the podcast together, other things. So I'm proud of that. And most importantly, I'm proud of, I thank God for this one. I thank God for everything, but this one in particular, in terms of I've got a better job at the organization I'm working at, doing what I like at a higher level, managerial plus teaching together. So I am so proud that, you know what, I was very frustrated because for the past, I would say the last 9 months or even 10 months, I felt that I wasn't working to the level, getting paid to the level I'm supposed to in terms of my abilities and all of that. And I kept praying about it. I said, God, I believe that I could be doing better in terms of where I'm working. Just kept praying, continuing doing my little thing, working and teaching the students, and then eventually, bang, late October, early November, where I got an email from the organization saying that we have got a job that we'd like you to actually do for us. Well, you have to apply for it. You got to go through the interview process. But you know, we think you'll do well. And I did that, Serena. It was wow, I got the job, which was great. I thank God for that, you know, because I know God directs everything, orchestrates everything. But they said to me that the job will start in January 2023. So I thought, okay, no problem, you know. You know what, Serena? This is God. They started to pay me this end of the year. They said, you know what, we're gonna bring it forward and pay you your first salary this side of the year. And it was like,
that's high.
I'm telling you, when I received that email, I was jumping up because I know that's God. He's sort of like he's answering all your prayers. He's letting you know, like, you know what, don't worry. I've got this. You know, I've got you, I should say. So January, I started this new job. So I got my first paycheck in December. And our last question, Serena, is, last but not least, but you know, you can always add something at the end if you so wish. What was a good habit that you built this year, and how has it influenced you as a person?
Oh, good one. The good habit is force yourself to get the work done in time.
Yeah.
Whether you feel like it or happy about it or not.
Definitely.
And when it is done in time and you see the results, all that you won't be angry. Also reason in such a way that when you get angry with things, that the thing just needs to be done. It's not a personality. Just because you might know this, yeah, I know that. But for deep experience or emotionally or psych, whatever it is, deep experientially, know that when you take the right steps and keep following through, that it won't be a problem. The problems occur when you don't take the right steps. And if you don't know the right steps, get the help to what have you. In other words, to resolve things, keep dealing with it the right way, and it will be resolved.
That's excellent.
In other words, get things done on time in the right order.
Excellent. It's similar to why I want to say my good habit. Thanks for that, Serena. For me, it's always doing the best you can, doing your work to an excellent standard. You know what I'm like? I've always been like that. No matter how I feel, Serena, I've been honest with you, and I'm a human being. Sometimes I feel low. I've been working, teaching students, and one day I come onto the Zoom and I'm thinking, oh, you know, just before I came on, it was like, I'm feeling a bit low today. As soon as I press that Zoom button and the first student pops up, I elevate myself to a professional level and to the excellence. And I find that I think that has helped me because no matter how I felt or feel, no matter how you feel, do your work excellently to excellent standard. And I think I always maintain that. So I'm very proud that that's it's a habit now, Serena. I make it a habit. Every day I do whatever I'm doing. I always say to my students, whatever I'm doing, it's 100+%. If I'm dancing, you're gonna see that. If I'm teaching, you're gonna see 100+%. If I'm whatever, you know, some people might think that's an extreme way of looking at things, but no matter what, I do everything to 100% excellence. So that's my habit that I continue to do over the years, and I will continue, I think, to continue put it over to 2023 and beyond. So anything else? That's our 5 questions. I think we've done well.
Well, yeah, because and I'm taking the same attitude towards my TEFL, and I'm trained. I get it done and finished, and whether I want to do it or not, get it done and finished early in time in the correct order or correct way. And once it's done and achieved, then you feel a sense of achievement and pride because you've pulled through.
That is it. So, Zarina, thanks for that. Moving on to 2023 and beyond, what will you take with you into the new year?
That if I can do any and everything. Like I notice in the friendships at work, we're laughing and talking, yeah. Just by communicating, instead of thinking into myself about the things I'm not and can't do, to think, well, a higher life force lives here. Communicate.
Yeah.
Find a way to engage the person. How can I make them feel good while saying my truth?
Excellent.
I hadn't thought of that before.
That is
I always thought
brilliant.
about me being less of something. No. So what is it the others are doing to get along? They're still going to be true to themselves, whether they want to be true or not, right? Because you see things come out. Why? Because truth is truth. So how can I be myself while engaged in person?
We have a similar mindset where these things are concerned. My moving forward to 2023 and beyond is just don't put so much focus on myself, but on others. Always go to help others. Be receptive to what others are going through, trying to see what they're going through from their perspective. And I find when you take the focus off yourself and put it onto others, you find that you're doing good. And you know what? God will reward you. And I find that that's been happening because although I was feeling a bit low at certain stages of this year, I still kept focusing on my students or my family members I'm close to, etc. And I found that I was no longer thinking about how I feel and all of that, And I found that because I was actually supporting them more, being present in the moment.
Okay, when you're thinking about how to engage others, you're present in the moment, not thinking about what you were or what you are.
Exactly. And once you take the focus off yourself on how you're feeling, you find that things get better. You see things from a different perspective from other people. Someone might say something that you're communicating with, and you think, oh, so that by communicating and engaging with others, it might help you to resolve your issue.
Yes,
that's what I'm taking forward. So I'm going to be open-minded, consistently, persistent with my vision. We have to have visions as well, Zarina, and goals that we want.
Well, yeah.
In the new year and beyond.
Well, and there is a counselling course that I'm going to go on. There's what's it, 3 courses in the UK or whatever it's called, and they got a counselling course, and I'll be going on that at some time, and I'll be doing it with the other counselling course. How I'm going to do that, because that's why I want the diploma out of the way. Then I can concentrate on the counselling, because then I can use the skills and knowledge gained in both to do assignments in both. Excellent. And then ultimately get myself online and do different things.
That is good. That's your vision for your life, Yeah. And I just want to add this one in, Zarina. I think we need to try and find some time to get our podcast episodes out in the new year. I know we have so much we're doing, but I think it's so useful. I mean, it helps me. I don't know about you, Zarina. I'm going to speak about myself. It really helps with our conversations. Because once even during our conversations, and when I come out of our conversation, I reflect a lot, and I think it helps me with new ideas, things that maybe I was struggling with. I find a solution at the end. So let's find some time to be more regular and consistent with our podcast episodes in the new year. Life is busy. It's what that's it. What you choose to prioritize.
Well, the fact is, we can just do it as we always did.
Yes.
Is one evening late.
Let's
get it done every, I don't know, twice a month or 3 times a month, whenever it is. Get it done one late evening as we did, because it's the only way we're going to cope.
Yeah.
with the workload.
What I was saying, if it doesn't even help others, it helps me. And I think it helps us.
It helps me as well.
I'll tell you. So that's why I wanted to continue on a regular basis. So Zarina, we've come to the end of today's podcast episode, and this is our last one this side of the year. So the next time you guys hear from us will be in the new year, 2023. So thank you so much, and have an excellent end of year celebrations or whatever, and a prosperous new year.